So Anthony, can you please tell us what sort of solutions Cementaid can provide for the tunneling sector in Asia?
Well, any underground structure, we face a problem. Water comes in, or we generally call it waterproofing. In the past, the industry, the specialists, the consultants, got a lot of approach to solve this problem. Because waterproofing is not only that while water comes into the structure. In fact, this water might be carrying with this acidic material like sulfate, chloride, all this. When this come into the concrete, it would also cause this corrosion to the concrete, to the reinforcement in the concrete. This would shorten the lifespan of the structure, which meant for 100 or over 100 years. So this makes this maintenance, repair, or running expenses for these projects becoming very expensive because you keep on have to do something to it. In the past, traditionally, people is trying to use something to isolate this concrete to in touch with water, like we put a coat onto our body. But if you look at the source of this problem, it's because the concrete absorbs water. So if you put something to isolate the concrete with water, but if unfortunately due to whatever reason, you have a small defect in some place of this coating, the water would come through from this small coating, a small hole, and spread out into the concrete. And it comes out from somewhere which you do not know where is the original source. Now this is point one. Point two is actually even more important. When we do an underground structure, we put something to cover the concrete. But if you look at another problem, lifespan, most of these protection coatings, membrane, they have about 10, 20 years lifespan. Now this means in time to come, 20 years, 30 years later, when this material starts to give way, you have to replace it. But how you can replace something underground? You have no access to it. It's outside your concrete. So we can only live with this problem that's in the past. Now, what we do now is that while we are looking at the source of the problem and try to fix this problem from the original source. Now, as I just mentioned to you earlier, the source of the problem is because the concrete absorbs the water. So what we do is that while we have an ingredient, or you can call it additive, admixture, which we mix this material into the concrete when this concrete is mixed. The ingredient of our chemical, we add with the cement in the concrete, and would come up with a hydrophobic material which provide a surface tension to the capillary. So the capillary of our treated concrete, instead of absorbing water by the capillary suction, it would repel the water. So keep the water away from the concrete. It doesn't suck the water in. And then we have a second ingredient, which is a microscopic polymer. This deposits itself into the capillary and crack and voids in the concrete. When this concrete is subject to high water pressure, the pressure would push this microscopic polymer together until it forms a plug, physically block out the water from further entry into the concrete. That means the concrete with our chemical treated, it won't allow water to come in even under very high water pressure. By that, you need not to rely on an external coating already. Now, this is how we hope that we can help the industry to achieve an impermeable concrete, which won't be subject to this waterproofing or corrosion problem from there.
And how is this concrete been recepted by the public, your clients so far?
Well, we have been in here more than 14 years. We have hundreds and thousands of projects. We have been doing iconic projects like Suntec City, the new Resort World, quite a number of MRT works in here, on some tunnels. So with that, I would say we are quite receptive by the market.
And going forward, what sort of new technologies will Cementaid be bringing to the table, much like the non-corrosion cement that you mentioned earlier?
This is not non-corrosion cement. We are actually changing the property or the undesirable property of the concrete to a better quality concrete. In a technical term is that, well, we make the concrete by itself, doesn't absorb water.
Impermeable.
Yeah.
So besides that, what other sort of technologies would we see from Cementaid going forward?
First, we are fine-tuning our chemicals, make it easier to use. We also developed a certain range of our product in the similar mechanism, which work with very severe environment, medium situation, and some very moderate water pressure. So no matter what kind of waterproofing system, minor to very severe, we have different treatments. We are not giving you one solution for all. It's actually different solution for different environments. We also have like surface treatment to this facade, like tile, like fair face concrete, which we can keep the surface clean, water repellent, and fungus free. We also have floor treatment for this like warehouse, car park, and this kind of things. In fact, whatever requirement in these cement-based products, we have a solution. You want fast setting, we have. You want very long setting, we also have. You want floor treatment, we have. Anything which related with cement. That's why we call Cementaid, is that, well, we help the cement.
Thank you very much, Anthony.
This is my pleasure.